Now then, here we are back in van, and it has been a while. There's a couple of reasons for that, mainly because it is summer and I've been off gallivanting right, left and centre, just enjoying my life. I've actually spent quite a few nights in the van as well, which has been awesome because I've been able to sit back and just get a real understanding of the working space, and overall I've got to say my design is absolutely bang on. I'm so happy with it, especially this lounge area. Now I live my life probably 95% of it alone, and I love it. I love being in my own head. It's a very interesting place to be, but I still do need that social interaction, and having this lounge space to invite people in has already been working fantastically well. I've had friends in here, I've made new friends in here, we've sat, drunk beer, talked, listened to music, and overall it has just been absolutely awesome. So very happy with it. As you can see as well, I've been busy on the van. I have made a new tabletop, so this is obviously where we can put all our beer cans, so that's been working brilliantly well. I've made the window surrounds, which are not quite fitted yet, but they are in situ at the minute, and I just need to add like a trim around the outside, so they're looking quite nice. I've painted my light in this very vibrant green colour, and also, well, the main thing that I'm going to show you today is this, the bed, and this is an absolutely brilliant design. It's a self tap on the back for this one. It's honestly awesome. So I'm going to show you that today, and I've also got a fridge which I ordered through LVB Overland, and I'm hoping it is going to fit the space underneath there absolutely perfectly, but we will not know until we actually shove it in. And that's the other thing, whether I can actually fit it in the first place, so that's going to be an interesting one. But anyway, let's have a quick look at some of these bits, and we'll crack on and do a bit more for the day. Let's do it. I have finished off the ceiling around the skylight, which did take a fair bit of effort, because if you remember, when I fit the skylight I had to take out one of the structural beams which went from east to west or west to east, and that meant that I had to then rebuild the structure to support this glass, which does weigh 23 kilos. So I think I've absolutely nailed it. Basically, I have bolted this piece of timber here to one of the existing beams, and then at this side, at the top of the bulkhead, I've actually got another timber which I've bolted to the metalwork up there, but also through this, so it's very well supported at that end. And off it, I built all this framework. So this now is absolutely, let me just show you, I can push as hard as you want and it does not even move. It is rock solid. So I have fully insulated it as well, right up neatly to this point all the way around, and obviously that wraps from the sides of the van as well. So we've got no sort of cold bridging whatsoever. In this space though, I am going to fit a blind. So I've got a 25mm section of blind that's going to go in, and then I'm going to put an oak trim around it to suit. And also, I'm going to put a light in there, so that's going to look absolutely awesome. I can't even speak. Which moves on to this light. Look at this. I've coloured this now in this beautiful green colour, and I'm so happy with it. I just think it looks beautiful, and the fact that I can just move this absolutely anywhere in the van, unlocking it with my special sort of swivel. I mean, look at that, that's just awesome. And the point is, it just will drop down over the table so I can have my little romantic meals for one. I have also put a couple of cupboard doors on, so obviously this is just done in oak. We've got a nice little black handle which just matches everything else that's black, including the hinges, and that will just give me access into the deep depths of that. The window frame I've also done in oak, and just look at the beautiful grain along there. I just love it. We've got this detail of black onto oak onto green, and that just pops like very happy with that. I've just got to cover these screw holes, so what I'm going to do is put a 50mm trim around here, which is going to act like a frame, adding to the framing of the view. So that's going to be awesome when I'm overlooking some amazing beach somewhere or mountain set. Anyway, from there, let's move on to this, which is the main part of the video, just to show you my awesome bed. Honestly, I'm excited to show you this because it is kind of special. And if you can see these little yellow levers here, that is a giveaway of what is to come. So let's show you. At the back of the van, I have tried to match in the two sides just so they look fairly similar, and I don't think I've done a bad job with that, to say that I have made them out of a couple of manky old cupboards. But to keep with the neatness, what I've done is try to cover the screw holes. So I've had to whittle out of some bits of oak using a knife and then a belt sander some little oak plugs, and then I've just glued those in place just to cover the screws, which obviously hold it all together. And I prefer to do that rather than those bullet hole things. I literally cannot stand those. They are my worst nightmare. I just never have ever used them in any building work I've ever done, because I just think they are rubbish and they often just sort of break or pull apart. So I prefer nice solid square fixings. I have got a temporary top on here, which I put on just so I could actually use the bed while sleeping in it. And I'll go grab the mattress in a minute and I'll show you exactly how it works. But my plan is with this is to have this in slats, bed slats, and then one slat is going to slide out. How do you explain it? So every other slat's going to slide out, and as it slides out, it is then going to come and sit onto here. So turning this from being a single bed into a double, for those nights where I get lucky, eh? So let me just pop you down and you might be able to have a better idea of that if I just sort of show you. So yes, this is all going to sort of slide out and sit on this line here. And this is why I've made these to this height, because then as this comes out with a bit of a lip on it to hold the mattress in, that is literally going to sit perfectly on there. Also, take a look at this. So I have made like a cover for my sink, and this is just out of a piece of oak, and if you can see there, I've just got these perfectly positioned battens on there, so whilst it's sat there it doesn't move, but I can pick this up out of here, turn round, and I've designed it so that slots absolutely perfectly in there. So now when I'm chopping and messing about doing my kitchen work, I've got my sink there and I can cook at that side and turn this way, and I can prep the plates on that. So that is just working brilliantly well. I've also got here, it's really difficult to find things for an obscure size sink, but this is going to be my washing up bowl, and as you can see it's a pretty good fit there, leaving a little bit of space just where the tap is, so I can still use the tap even whilst the washing up bowl is in place. So that cost me about £8, so I'm quite happy with that. It's got a lid, but I don't know whether I'll use that or not, but as you can see, that simply sits back there and looks super neat. So I have cut down a cupboard door into two and I have placed them there, which adds another texture to the van, so I'm quite happy with the aesthetics of that. But I have not got them as opening cupboards, which does seem a little bit odd. I've just got them stuck to the side, and that is because this space here will be very awkward to access due to its depth. Obviously straight away I'm crouching down, which is hard for me with my old bones, but I'd have to reach all the way under here to try pull things out, and to me it's just faffy and horrible. The solution would normally be to be able to lift this up and then access anything from above, but again you can have a mattress, pillows, all your bedding, that's going to be a faff. So I came up with a better plan, and this is absolutely awesome. I am so happy with this. Are you ready for this one? So this now is a drawer, but not just any drawer. It goes on and on and on all the way out there. So the whole lot of that, which is 1.5 meters long, comes all the way out here. And just look at the acres of storage in it. So I'm going to put all my clothes in here, which just means that it is a little bit sort of easier to access, because obviously it just pulls out. But also in this space here, I've got plenty of areas to grab my clothes and actually get dressed, rather than again trying to do it in a small little corridor. The table as well will just sit underneath, so it's out of the way, so you've got a little bit more space. But let me just show you how accurate this is, and it did take a hell of a lot of planning. So obviously it had to be tight against this, so that's why this section's shaved off, because I didn't want to catch that on this bit. Well, actually there's going to be another 10 millimeters on there, so I have allowed for that. And then under here, as you can see, it's literally, we've got a 20 millimeter gap all the way along there, and it does not touch at all. As I say, it did take a lot of messing about to get that to work, but I am well happy with it. So if I just unlock these two levers, I'll pop it back, and then move on to how the actual bed works, because again, currently that's only 1.5 meters long, and I'm a little bit taller than that, so I do need it to be a 2 meter long bed. So I'm gonna run out and get a mattress. Back in a tick. That is what's called a tick. So this is a standard, well I say standard, it's a single mattress from IKEA, but it is the 800 millimeter wide one, which sort of suits their day bed. Now for me, sleeping on 800 millimeter wide is completely fine. They're normally 900 millimeters, but the fact that this is going to slide out and make a double bed is going to be, it's going to overcome that anyway. So I've got a little bit of titivation to do with it. But as you can see, currently it's too long, sits over the end. So this is where this actually comes back in play. Pop you down again, lift you up a bit. So this is going to come out to about there, and then the mattress now will slot in place, and that is the perfect length bed. But obviously at this end it just sort of sinks in. So the table is cleverly made to be, oh, can't get it off, exactly the right size to fit in here. So I'll just lift that up, gently do it, and then now we have got a full length bed. Are you ready? I'm going to jump in it and show you. Easy enough to get on top of. And there we are, a bed for a single man in his van to get on some absolutely amazing adventures. Yes, that, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Such a simple design, and also I've worked out that with a cushion behind you, it's actually comfy enough to sit up here as an extra place for a couple of people to sort of sit if you've got a party going on in the van. Then to get back down, that's how easy it is. I might have to rethink it if I in my 80s or something like that, but my old man would still be able to do it, and he's 86, so I think I'll be alright. How cool is that? Well, I think it's cool anyway. I am well happy with it. But I do have another issue, and that is the fact that here, if I have a pillow, the pillow is going to potentially fall off and land in my toilet down there. So I do need some sort of backrest, and also it just means that I can have those lazy days in bed put a pillow against it and sit in bed. But my issue is, when I come back down here and sit down, I love being able to look out of the back of the van. So if I just turn you around, that clear direct line is just awesome. And even with the doors shut, I've still got the 2 windows I can see out of. And this is the other reason why I've not put any high cupboards in, because they generally just feel like on top of you and horrible, and just close off that sort of nice open feeling. So my solution is there as a headboard or whatever. I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna have like an oak upright and then a gap, and then an oak upright and then a gap, and then that allows that light to still flow through it, and then obviously I can sit against it and have my lazy days in bed. Anyway, I do talk a lot of rubbish, and I'm sure you're absolutely bored to tears of my voice at this minute, so let's see if we can get that awesome fridge to fit in that little gap. Yeah, dear me. Gently does it. I don't want to break her before she goes in. Just pop her down there. There we go. One very sexy looking fridge. Let me show you. So I chose this fridge because mainly of the dimensions. It fits absolutely perfectly under that line there, and that is what I really needed. Width wise didn't matter too much, but also to do with the depth, it couldn't be too deep because it has to fit within there up to the wheel arch, so it could not be any better. So let's open up and have a quick look inside, and we have a fridge. Nothing exciting really about fridges, but it's 12 volt, so it's ideal for being in here, and being made by Dometic. That's what they specialise in, these sorts of fridges for 4-wheel drives and for vans, so definitely a trustworthy brand. We've got a removable freezer there, so I guess I can take that out. Plenty of storage, so that is great. It'll fit all my fruit and vegetables in and keep my beers cold. Thanks for that, awesome, eh? Anyway, I ordered this through a company called LVB Overland, and I rang them up because I couldn't find it online in the size I wanted, and they just said, yeah, not a problem, we'll just order it, and it came 3 days later. So I shot down to their shop near Doncaster and picked it up. I had a real good chat with the lads there, and they're just a good set of people, so I said I'd give them a shout out. Very happy to sort of deal with them, and it's just nice having a family business that's very trustworthy for that. So yeah, good set of lads, LVB Overland, and they actually do deal with lots of the awesome companies that you'd expect. Like Dometic, we have got ARB, which is my initials, so Alan something Bush. Guess my middle name, it's even worse than Alan. They work with Tent Box, Oz Tent, the Bush Company, and to be fair, the Bush Company stuff is absolutely just beautiful. It is so nice, and they are the only dealership that actually can distribute in the UK, so if you need Bush Company stuff, you have to go through them, so worth checking out anyway. But yeah, there's other brands as well they work with, like Front Runner. They do all the roof racks and all that sort of gear, so yeah, absolutely awesome. They also have a workshop, so if there's something that was a bit beyond you to fit for your van or 4-wheel drive, like maybe some fancy outdoor lights like a light bar or some bonnet lights, or maybe a roof rack, roof tent or fridge, whatever it is, they can sort you out in-house, which is awesome as well. So anyway, let's see if she fits in that rattly space there. I've not noticed that rattling while driving, but it might be an issue in the future. See if she fits there. Oh, 10 pence short. That's annoying. I do have a backup plan. So if it won't fit in this way, I can actually take the top of the bed off and drop it in from above. But ideally I don't want to be messing about doing that. Oh, this is it, look. Wow. to the millimetre. Oh, I just need to see if she'll actually go around the corner. Oh, I've got handles in the way now. Oh no, we're doing it. We're doing it. Come on. Oh, she's gonna go, you know, she is. I think. What are you catching on? I knew it was going to be tight, but she's not going to go, is she? Why are you not going? Why does that not want to go in there? I've got like 2 millimetres at the bottom here for it to lift up. I wonder if I could just twist it sideways first. Oh, there we go. There we go, look. She's in. Just need to lift the back up because currently, if you can see, we are out of a sink there, so we just need to make sure that the back's lifted up, and that's going to bring that forward. I've just got a 20mm packer here, just as a test piece. I'll just lean her forward, and let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to get in. We're going in. If I just sit that under the back 2 feet, hoping. Oh my god, look at that. That is actually perfect. Let me just get that. This is a bit awkward to do. That's right, I've got it under both of the back feet now. Slide her into position. I think that's it. Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a quick look, eh? That could not fit any better. Got this absolutely perfect parallel line along the top there, and obviously it is cock on down the side and along the bottom. Beautiful. Next test. Open this door. So just pop that open. And that swings freely without catching on the side or the knobs. Perfect access for grabbing my beers or when I'm cooking, because this is the space that I'm going to be sort of cooking in, chopping up here, washing up, cooking underneath you, and then I can just bend down, grab anything out of the fridge, open a tin of beer, happy days. Awesome that, isn't it? So let me just get in here and show you what space we're dealing with at the back. So here we've got a little bit of a gap, so I'm just going to put an upright of probably plywood, which is going to sit up to the sort of top section here, and then on that I'm going to put a shelf in the back, so I'll just have a long-term storage where I can just sort of shove some stuff that I don't really need that often. And I'll also, while I'm on, insulate this because that's obviously quite a cold area at the minute. And then the rest of this is going to be my garage storage. Let's bring this light out, because this is where I'm going to put like my backpacks and my wild camping gear, so when I'm out on adventures I can do the van life thing, and I can also go off wild camping and do the proper adventures which float my boat, that get me excited, which is usually being on top of a mountain in some gnarly weather, just enjoying life alone, which is as I say, my favourite place to be. So anyway, there we go. Just well happy with that. I've got a fully working, almost working bed, which means I can sleep at least. We've got the fridge in place, and now I just need to build the rest of it, get it complete, and work out this sliding mechanism, and then happy days, eh? Absolutely happy days. Awesome. Anyway, there you go. give the video a big fat thumbs up, and I'll bring you back next week and we'll show you some more progress. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.